All right, gents, we're in for a treat. We've got Mr. Ian Mason on the Zoom. He's very kindly, I know he's a busy man, he's taken some time out from his schedule to share the results of how he's got on in the coaching. Ian, how did you do in your first 12 weeks?
Yeah, so we dropped £34 total over the 12 weeks. Yeah,
34. How do you
yeah, not
how do you
bad,
feel with that?
mate. New guy, fresh. Like it's new energies, new interest in life. Just engaged. That's the big difference. Really engaged in stuff now.
Oh,
So
that's the key because look, everyone talks about the weight, but the number on the scales doesn't actually mean anything in the real world, does it? So just tell everyone what was your starting weight in pounds and where are you now?
yeah, so we started at 272, and we weighed in at 238 after the 12 weeks. So a decent swing. And like you said there, the numbers are almost irrelevant now. It's the different the advantages I'm getting elsewhere. A lot easier to move. The more awake, more engaged. I think you
Yeah.
used a phrase really early on: conscious and unconscious living, and that's probably the best way that I could sum it up. Live years unconsciously, just bubbling along.
You were unconscious before, yeah? Just like you said,
100%.
just
Yeah.
rolling through, no pun
Oh,
intended, just rolling
yeah.
on, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, look, tell
Totally
us
understand.
how, because you were quite a bit heavier than when we first started. What was the heaviest you've been?
Yeah, so the heaviest I've been 301. I've
How
got
did you
since I,
feel at 301?
mate. Life was hard, right? That's the truth of it. Everything was a struggle, lethargic. Everything that comes with that tough. It was hard to move around, do stuff with the kids. It was hard to get mentally stimulated as well at work. Everything was a struggle. I had to really push through stuff to get stuff going. So I managed to lose a couple of stone, but it took a long time, maybe 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And really during that time got whiplash.
So two and a half to go from 301 to where we
Yeah,
started, and we've
to
done effectively
270.
the
Yeah,
same weight in 12 weeks, haven't we? That took
exactly
you
that.
two and a
Yeah,
half.
yeah, absolutely. And what I'd say is this has been a lot easier because I've had that guidance rather than before you almost got whiplash from you'd watch a video, right? We'll do that. Yeah, that's working. And then
Yeah.
maybe one week you weren't loose, they go, well, that doesn't work anymore. Let's go to here. So this has been a lot more. I'm the king of silly questions. I'm happy to ask them, and I'll go, right. Well, what about this? And there's somebody there to go, no, let's do this, or yep, that's it. You're going the right way. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's brilliant,
So
mate.
so why do you think what we did? I mean, I know why it works, but what stood out for you? Why do you think this 12 weeks really you took the bull by the horns? And just to let everyone know, the reason Ian got such a great result was because he showed up every week, did
Mm.
what I showed him to do. He actually followed the program. Guess what? If you follow it, it works. But
Yeah,
what stood out? What made you think, okay, this is really going to work for me?
yeah. So really simply, like I'm not understanding you. When I come in week one, we had our first calls, and I was like, oh, a bit underwhelmed. I'm like, this guy's not telling me to do A, B, and C. What you gave was a framework to work in. And like I say, I went into that first meeting. I've said to you many times after, I'll show up every week wanting to go, Gav, this don't work for me, mate. And I've had 12 consecutive weeks where it's worked week on week. So you have that kind of rigid framework. You have them lines that you have to work in. But what you do between them lines is a choice, right? So you can, marry it up however you want. But as long as you don't go outside them guidelines and they're not restrictive, it's you can't have this, you can't have that. You can have what you want within our calorie numbers, and it's that I think something quite powerful that you do, particularly at the start, is just validate that doing something's good, whether that's the walking at the start, you know, and the first couple of days the hips are in the ankles, but you go, look, mate, you're getting it done, and it just gives you a little. It's almost an arm around the shoulder, right? And then once you layer on top of that the groups and the people supporting you, the last thing that I ever want to do is turn up on Monday and go, guys, I've let myself down, because you're working as a community rather than on your own, and
Yeah.
that's really really powerful for me. Yeah,
And that's awesome that you said that. But I just want to pull you back to what you said at the
yeah,
beginning. And it's very interesting that you said after our first call, you were almost a little underwhelmed
yeah,
by how
absolutely.
little information I gave you.
Yep,
And I know that I'm doing my job right when you think that.
yeah,
And it's taken me a long time to get that right because
mm,
as a coach, we often want to tell our clients everything. And what I've realized from doing this for a long time now is that the the smallest amount of information is going to, if it's taught in the right way, will give them the best return. And I almost want you to ignore the 97% that will confuse you and focus on two or three things. Get your calories right, get your protein, get your steps in, and that's all we did, isn't it? And then change that relationship around food. And I know that's enough to lose over 2 stone. So it was 30, was it 30, 34 in the 12?
Yeah, 34, yeah.
But you're now a couple of pounds, we're now a week on, aren't we, from when we officially finished? We're in phase 2,
that's
36
right.
down.
Yep, that's it, mate. Yeah, 36 down, new target set for the future. And they're this is like a big part of what you said there. You install that little bit of knowledge at the start, which is something that was quite important to me, because I think you're almost desperate when you start this, right? You don't know how you got this big, and you'll take any information because you go, right, that works, let's go with that. Whether it's you look for that silver bullet, right, the easy answer. And it was really refreshing, like you said at the start. Just go, look, mate, I don't need anything special. Here's your calorie numbers. This is what I want protein. This is what I want a day. And it just, it makes it manageable. And then, the days build into weeks, and you're ticking off the stuff, and then the stuff starts full. And like I say, now, we're 1 week past the 12, and we're going again for, a good few months to come. And, we've
got another 6 months. We're doing another 6 months, aren't we?
6 months, yeah. And the goal.
Take it to another level.
Exactly that, yeah. And
give me the final goal. Give me that final number then. So we're 230 now. Is it
236 now, and I'll be let's go 195.
We said 197, didn't we? We wanted a 190 on there.
Yeah.
And any reason why we can't make that happen? No, none is there.
No, it's just a time scale. Whenever it happens, it'll come. But it's got some tools now to attack it.
Yeah, it's so good to see, my man. Well, look, for the guys that are hopefully going to see this, as you know, I speak to quite a few people every week. You included, some join, some don't. And the ones that join, that don't join, it's usually down to a couple of reasons. Maybe they don't trust me, they don't trust the process, or they don't trust themselves. What would you say to them, the ones that are thinking of doing this? What would be that one piece of advice you'd give them to maybe potentially push them in the right direction?
Yeah, I mean, it's really easy, because I was that guy who the trust thing, right? And I trusted myself for many years and got to his side. So what you got to do is you got to look at it clinically rather than emotionally, and go, right, I'm getting something wrong. And if you can't make them changes yourself, then you need somebody to coach, guide, help, quite frankly, just help you along the way and get stuff started and install that confidence. And, if you don't take that help, then your history will tell you where you're going to go, right? You're just going to keep going down that pathway because you've been doing it for years. So you've got to change the narrative with yourself and install something. If you haven't got in you, you've got to install something to change that narrative. So yeah, it's just get it done. It's drop the excuses. That's the big thing for me.
No excuses, get it done. Well, look, give me the number one thing, the number one benefit that you've felt with regards to your health, your energy from dropping this 36 pounds over the last 3 months. Give me that number one thing, how you feel.
Mate, it's being engaged with family again, right? That's quite a
huge, isn't it?
It's massive, mate, and that's the little bits of playing with the kids, having the energy to play with the kids. It's the getting up and doing the stuff. If the missus asks you to do something, rather than moaning and making excuses, because you've got the energy to do it, right? You've got to go about it to get it. You've got that bit of drive back just to get stuff done, because you learn through this program that, mate, it's just bullshit excuses, whatever that is, whether that's doing your exercise, whether that's doing your eating, whether that's helping out the missus. It's just all noise. Just get to it, get it done. And it's a big mindset change that I wasn't expecting, but it's a real positive one for me. That's, it's affecting a lot of places, work, home, and obviously personal. So it's all, mate, just get going on it.
Mate, it's so good to see. Ian, absolutely fantastic. Guys, if you're watching this, here's what you need to do. Go to gavgillibrand.com/wizardry. book our call, all one word, book a call. We'll grab 15 minutes like we did with Ian a few months back. The worst out the thing that will come from that call is you'll get a couple of ideas that you can put in place straight away. If you need a bit more, we can look at what that looks like. Ian, thanks for being an amazing client that showed up every single week. And I'm chuffed that we've got another 6 months together to take things to the next level, my man. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.